What we're going to show today is how to properly throw a straight knee, or what some people refer to as a long knee, and we refer to it as knees 1 and 2. Working them both on the lead and the rear, left and right. One of the big misconceptions with the long knees, or the straight knees, is that people tend to throw them more up and out rather than directly at their target. The long knees are set up for an opponent that's in the upright position. It's not set, it can be set, but it's not set so much when I have my opponent and I have them bent over. By bending my opponent over for full clinch here, what happens is I change my target surface. It comes from straight up and down to a more bent over position when it is more okay to throw my knee more upwards. But when I'm in my fight stance, you can see my torso area is straight up and down. Therefore, throwing a knee more upward, the power is dispersed, and I also risk the chance of hitting up into elbows of somebody in a proper fighting stance. So what I want to do is I want to take this knee and I want to punch it straight forward at my target. If my target is straight up and down, common sense tells me I need to use a straight knee directly into the target. When we're working these for shadow box, we want to make sure that we work them nice and slow and make sure that we build good habit and good form. We can really build bad habits when we're shadow boxing. And what I mean by that is when I'm out here and I'm throwing my strikes, I don't want to be working knees like this, throwing them up. When I throw that knee up, the power is dispersed. I want it right into my target. We're going to start off with just single knees, one at a time, nice and slow in shadow box. I'll show you a couple different drills. We're going to move to bags. What we're going to do is we're going to train these without a partner today. We always have partners when we're in the gym. But when we're outside of the gym, at the house, we don't often have a partner. What happens is we end up having to shadow box or we utilize a bag. So we can build great habits with the shadow boxing and the bag work. We're going to work on that today. So from my fighting stance, I want to set up, when I work knee 1 or my lead knee, I want to make sure that I'm stepping off to the outside. I can simulate a grab to the back of the head if I choose to do so. Bring the knee straight up, punch into my target with lean back, and turn the knee slightly. The lower part of the shin will actually come out as the knee comes in. So I'm in my fighting stance. We step, knee, back to stance. Again, we step, knee, back. I keep my chin tucked. Step, knee. From a distance, take my step, my grab, this hand stays up here. Knee, knee. On the rear leg, don't forget the step. You'll come up short of your target. Lead leg, big step. Stepping with the rear leg. On the rear leg, I want to step with the lead leg, little step. From here, step, step. That's going to allow me to get in there, get close, and generate more power with my rear knee. I'm here, step. Simulate a grab of the gloves, the hands, possibly the head, and knee. And knee. Once again, the knee is coming forward and slightly turning out, chin's tucked. Different angle, step, and knee. Back to my stance. And knee. Work knees 1, back to my fighting stance. Knee 2. Back to my stance, knee 1, knee 2. Now, let's say we're at the house, we don't have a training partner, we've done our shadow boxing, we want to work these knees. And we have one of these style bags, which is called the Wave Master. These Wave Masters, they're good for some drills. I actually prefer them for certain drills, especially when we're slowing it down, working on technique, over a standard style heavy bag or banana bag. When we slow it down, it doesn't have the same movement, which when we're slowing it down working on technique can be good. But obviously there's reasons why we like heavy bags with the movement to set up different things and to take us to the next level. But if you have a Wave Master, it's great for working technique on a lot of different strikes. But the knees, it's excellent. What I want to do is we adjust the bag. I want to make sure that it's at least at my torso level. I'm training for somebody my size or bigger, most likely. Okay? So I want to make sure that it's at my torso level. I want to make sure that my knees are going into this general area. The good thing is that this surface is not going to move or change. It's directly up and down, just like I am when I'm in my fighting stance. So just give me a good target to make sure that I'm getting my knees straight forward and penetrated into the target and not bringing my knees more up. See what happens when I bring my knees more up like this, my power is dispersed, my knees spreading that energy throughout a larger surface. I want that power right here, pinpoint accuracy. So both long knees, knees 1 and 2, I want to train them. I want to train them slow. I get in my fighting stance. I'm going to step with the rear and knee and back. Again, take my step, knee and back stance. The one thing that you're seeing is my hands. I'm not coming here and grabbing this bag. Not ever. Look at the height of this bag. Here. That's building a very bad habit. When I'm working on something like this and I'm working my accuracy to the proper target area, don't build a bad habit by grabbing the top of this bag. We're not training to strike the Keebler elf, and that's what this is going to do. So I want to make sure that when I'm working that long knee, I simulate up here on the head. Crown of the head, same with somebody my size or larger. Fighting stance, step, simulate the grab, and knee. Every time. Don't make the mistake of grabbing here. Number 2, the rear long knee. I still take that little step. Step in, hands are up, and knee. Again, and knee. Okay, so now here we are. We're at home. We've got our regular style heavy bag, a hanging bag. It's going to have a little bit more movement. When we're trying to work the technique, just slow it up, work the form, work the technique on the bag. Don't start going for power right off the bat. Okay, it's always great, no matter what your skill level is, to slow it down and refocus on the very basics. From step 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, depending on the technique. And cover, make sure that each individual step is being taken every time. As with a lot of techniques at the more advanced levels, certain steps are taken out once you reach that proficient level, but it is always good to come back down and refocus on the basics. So I'm at home, I've got my bag here. I'm going to practice my straight knees. I want to do it nice and light for form. Practice knee number 1, lead long knee. Take my step off at a little bit of an angle on the bag. I can come up here onto this side, knee up, work my knee. Nice and slow. Step, throw my knee. Back into my fighting stance. Step, throw my knee. Same exact thing with the other knee. Take my little step. Remember, if I'm out here and I'm in even striking range here, my knee's not always going to make it. You got to take the little step. Fighting stance, lead leg, little step. Step, throw my knee and out, hands staying up. Step, and back. Again. So now we've been working our proper technique on the straight knees, working them nice and slow, working the steps, and now we want to take it up a little bit and add some different combinations into it, add a little bit of force to the knees. So what we're going to do now is we're going to set up at our bag, in there, back out, take my step, track down my bag, throw my knee, back out. Again, fighting stance, punch, punch, back out, step, and knee. Work the bag, it's moving a little bit, punch, punch, back out, and knee. Again, punch, punch, back out, and knee. Again, punch, punch, back out, and knee. Maybe I want to work it from more closer in. Punch, punch, knee. Punch, punch, knee. So a bit of a recap. We don't want to build those bad habits in shadow boxes especially. So when we're in our fighting stance, remember, we want to make sure that we got our hands up, our elbows are in, and we're working our steps to set up the knees. We also want to make sure that our hand movement is realistic to what we're going to be doing in a real fight. I'm not going to be sitting here and doing this. Sitting here and doing this. I see a lot of that with newer members or people that are coming from gyms that possibly aren't training these the correct way. So I want to make sure I'm in my stance. When I work that lead knee, if I'm going to use my hand movement, I'm stepping, simulating grabbing. This hand staying up, this elbow staying in. Grab the head, throw the knee back to my stance. Same on the rear leg. I'm going to come in, step, scoop the hands, grab the head, throw my knee back out. Step, back out.